It's been called many things, not all repeatable here, and perhaps most famously, the gift that no one wants. You got it, friends. We're going to talk today a little bit about pain. We'll do our best not to make this video too much of a discomfort for you. But we were inspired reading the other day an article by Pastor Rick Warren in Plow Quarterly. The article was titled, God's Purpose in Your Pain. It made us stop and think and also reflect on some of the painful things that we have been through together, and how we have found ways to involve other people and bring them into that with us, and how we can also learn to do a better job of that.
Yeah, and nobody wants to go through pain, and it's just not fun at all. Last year we went through quite a few dramas.
You did?
Yeah, I did. Health related. Everything's fine now. But the hits just kept on coming, and it was a reminder, painful reminder, what the gift of pain is. And for me, I want to be private when I'm going through pain. I don't want to bring other people in. I don't want to open my heart to what's happening. I don't want to let other people know how hard it is for me to be dealing with pain. And last year, I think, was a real reckoning for us when we began to say, you know what, let's just bring other people alongside. Let's tell them what's going on. Let's be honest. And a lot of our friends surprised us with, hooray, finally we can do something for you.
Yeah, and I'm just going to cut you off there because it's not as though we've never let people into our space. Of course not. And it's also not as though we're advocating that everybody should know everything about everybody else. Nah, we're talking about the people that are really in our lives, who have made it known and have evidence that they want to be, on our team.
Yeah.
Do we, when we're going through rough times, allow them that opportunity and give them the gift of being there, essentially in a caring capacity, right?
And I go through this argument in my head, like, I don't want to burden you, I don't want to bother you, it's our deal, not yours, or whatever. And being a fixer and a helper and a teacher kind of person is a very great burden for me. And I don't allow people to actually come alongside and be the one who helps me. And I find it very difficult to ask people for help. And I think we began to learn the gift of pain as it is when we invite other people to share it with us and to carry it with us. And it's really a great equalizer. It's a bridge builder.
It's a natural temptation, I guess, to minimize one's own pain and suffering with the idea that, there's always somebody somewhere who's going through something a lot worse. As true as that is, as a physician friend of ours likes to say, all suffering is legitimate. It's your true. Suffering, and that's all you can respond to, really, in terms of, how are you going to react when it comes your way. Pain can take all sorts of shapes and iterations and comes in different packages. You're talking about health issues, of course, loss in one's life, grief is another form of pain. Some pain's just purely inexplicable, and people sit with it. I know for myself, when my dad passed away, it was massively uplifting and so precious to have people just to reach out and let me know that even, if they didn't have words, or even if their words were clumsy, to know and to feel like they cared and were there in whatever way we needed them to be.
And sometimes pain does have neat, tidy endings and can be packaged. Some pain is ongoing. You really have to come alongside in the trenches with the person. And Rick Warren says something so interesting. He says the people that showed up and shut up were the ones that had the most impact for their family when they were going through difficult times. And I love that advice. I think, last year I was in, really, really tough spot for quite a few weeks there. And just to have friends who would just come and just sit on my bed and just be there, give you a bit of a break, or, tidy up the house in the meantime. Like, that is the kind of sorry, that sounds really bad, but that's the kind of friendship that can grow out of suffering if we allow it.
And as Christians, we have Christ's example of getting right in there alongside people
always,
in their worst, most despicable moments, and alleviating their very real pain, both their inner pain and in many cases their physical burdens. And then, of course, what he bore for each of us through his own suffering. There's the ultimate example of what it means to use the suffering and the pain that is in every human life as a way of connecting with others and actually witnessing to them of something that's greater than all of us.
And I think what I've been learning is that it's us who are missing out on the gift of pain if we don't share it, because it is something that unites us in a very deep way with just about everybody on the planet, because there's nobody that doesn't go through it. And it's so tempting in an era of, you know, social media or vlogging or whatever platform you choose to curate what's happening in your life. And
it doesn't apply to YouTube, by the way.
Or Twitter or Instagram. No. You know, it could be all cute dogs and sunsets, right?
Right. No, fair point. You know, it's so easy to, you know, put our best foot forward, as it were, you know, show our best face to the world. Life's not like that for most of us most of the time.
And there has to be a level of caution there. We can't just share everything with the entire world all the time. The main thing, I think, is that we are being truly authentic with the people that we know and love and trust, and allowing them to help us when we need it the most.
I love that great line from Thornton Wilder, the playwright and author, where he says, "In love's service, only the wounded soldiers can serve." You know, it's not the tough guys, the people that have it all together, the Terminators. You know, it's the broken, wounded people who have the greatest impact and ultimately convey the most love. And so I guess, you know, the point that we're making here today is, what is our choice? And we can shut down when we're faced with pain. We can cut ourselves off from others. We can suffer alone. Or we can open ourselves up to compassion, which literally means suffering with, you know, and allowing people, you know, to come alongside us, to be the people who show up and shut up, and of course reciprocate that when we have the opportunity to be that for others.
So that's our encouragement to you and to ourselves, that we allow pain to truly transform us, even if it's very difficult to go through.
Yeah, this stuff isn't easy, and back to the Plow Quarterly, there's some amazing articles in there exploring pain and suffering, so look up the whole thing. Subscribe to Plow Quarterly, by the way, if you aren't already. Really encourage you to do that. And while you're at it, subscribe to our channel. Thank you for the comments that we get on our videos. We love engaging with you guys.
Yes.
We wish you all a blessed and safe week, and until next time, bye for now.
We'll talk again soon.